Throughout our history, we have strived to find the best training and support for our firefighters. The Fairfax County Fire and Rescue Academy has a new Class B burn building created to provide realistic emergency scenarios.
The Class B burn building is really a prop that the Fire and Rescue Academy utilizes to help train and continue training our field forces. That includes our brand new recruits who come in and have never had a day of experience in fighting fire, and our seasoned veterans who come back to kind of go over the basics and then get trained in new and developing techniques. It's a 4-story building that has a rooftop that is utilized for roof training components. It has anchors in it designed for rappelling, for utilization in our urban search and rescue team or tech rescue team. It has 3 other floors that simulate every other possible type of building that is situated in Fairfax County, including high-rises, single-family homes, commercial structures and offices, as well as even a hotel-motel simulated portion.
For the basic training recruits, they use it for their certification training for firefighting 1 and 2 certification, NFPA 1001. And for our incumbents, we bring them back up for ORS, which is Operation Academy rotations, as well as they do their mud drills and come up just to hone their skills in firefighter incident scenarios. They can do anything from like the fire suppression training on the props to search and rescue, smoking up the building in certain areas, through throwing ladders and enter and search procedures, as well as firefighter down. And then we have a roof mock-up section where they can do ladder operations as well as ventilation practices. And there's a multitude of fireground operations and tactics can be performed in that building.
The hazards that are simulated in this building basically rise everything that we deal with in the real world community. When firefighters respond to high-rise fires, the danger obviously is elevation, ventilation, and access. And this building simulates those high-rise simulations and challenges. Most of the house fires that we respond to in Fairfax County are single-family homes, which include obviously townhouses and things along those lines. And our 3-story structure simulates that, either a single-family home or a townhouse. We also have a commercial building simulation inside in which you may have to utilize ladders to access the building. And then once you get in, there are actually different types of rooms that simulate office buildings and cubicles and things that you would see in a real-world simulation. Inclusive of that is the building is pre-piped for 13 different types of propane-fed props. Currently we have 3 props in there that simulate an attic fire, which we would find very common in a single-family home fire. We also have a kitchen fire, which simulates either at the single-family home or a multifamily dwelling or even a commercial establishment. It's a very large kitchen-type prop. And then we have a bedroom prop that's inside, and that simulates either a hotel or a bedroom in a single-family home. And then just outside the building proper is a car fire prop, which of course we respond to quite frequently, almost on a daily basis, those types of designs. So everything that we can possibly think of that we would deal with in the real world, we can try and simulate in our training environment to utilize the safe practices and give these firefighters kind of another card in the Rolodex that they can rely on when they see something that they haven't really been exposed to before.
Our basic training instructors teach recruits their NFPA 1001 skills, which starts from how to do hose line searches, how to do search and rescue with your mask and obstructed vision to search a room for a victim, how to throw ladders to the structure and properly angle the ladders for climbing, safe climbing distances. And they do different type of forcible entry. They practice breaching a wall. They have a roof mock-up there where they can practice ventilation techniques and properly throwing a ladder on an inclined angle. They can do company evolutions where they come in, they pull up with the engine company or the truck, and then they dismount and they start to pull the hose line while another crew throws ladders, and they start to search, and they complete their training, putting it all together.
The training environment is as realistic as we can get it. We have to simulate those real-world situations because we don't want to have our firefighters injured or killed. We have these props that actually have real flames. They generate real heat. We smoke the building down so that the visibility, you can hold a glove in front of your hand and you can't see a thing. And you're in full gear, so you're carrying about 60 pounds of equipment. You have your mask on, you have the cameras and other equipment, the tools that you're driving and pulling, and you have to ventilate, you have to search, and of course you have to deal with the fire conditions, so you're dragging hose and other equipment inside this real-world environment. All these things kind of have to happen at the same time and time perfectly, otherwise you might perform an event that would actually endanger the firefighters that are currently in there.
Having a building of this magnitude where you can simulate so many different occupancies allows, you know, the firefighters to get a sense of realism. They have the heat, they have the smoke, and they have a different environment where they can practice the tools of their trade.
I think training is probably the pivotal part in a firefighter's career. It's really the building block in which the rest of the career of a firefighter is predicated on. If you don't learn the basics and you don't learn them well, then you become a liability when you hit the field to yourself and of course to others, because if one of our firefighters gets injured or goes down, who's going to come and save them? It's going to be other firefighters, other brothers and sisters. But this one tool is really just a building block of many, many others that are at the Academy. And we're very fortunate in Northern Virginia in that our citizens support us and allow us, utilizing grant funds and other things, to be able to provide this type of a training environment. I sit on the Fire Services Board for the Commonwealth of Virginia and know what other departments throughout the Commonwealth of Virginia have. And while we try to provide services throughout the Commonwealth, I can honestly say that Fairfax County has probably got the most advanced training facility that's designed to keep the citizens and our employees in a safe environment.
Prepared for the present and training for the future, we endeavor to provide the best services available. For more information regarding the Fairfax County Fire and Rescue Department, call Public Affairs and Life Safety Education at 703-246-3801.